Volcanoes built the world you live in. We tend to think of volcanoes as pure destroyers, mountains that explode without warning and bury everything around them. And it is true that few forces on Earth are as sudden or as frightening as a volcano waking up. But if you follow the story back far enough, a strange and unexpected truth begins to appear. Almost everything that makes our planet livable, the land, the oceans, even the air we breathe, owes something to fire from below. To understand why, we have to begin deep beneath our feet in a world no human eye has ever seen. The ground we stand on feels solid and still, but it is really just a thin, cool skin wrapped around a scorching interior. If you could somehow travel straight down, the rock around you would grow hotter and hotter with every mile. At the very center of the Earth sits a core of iron nearly as hot as the surface of the sun. Some of that heat is left over from the violent birth of our planet billions of years ago. The rest is still being made today, as radioactive elements slowly break apart deep inside the rock. This buried heat has to escape somehow, and it does so with astonishing patience. Over millions of years, the hot rock of the mantle churns in slow, endless loops like thick syrup simmering on a stove. That slow churning does something remarkable. It cracks the entire surface of the planet into enormous moving pieces. These are the tectonic plates, vast slabs of rock that carry whole continents and oceans on their backs. They drift no faster than your fingernails grow, yet over the ages they reshape the entire face of the Earth. And it is along the edges of these plates that most volcanoes are born. In some places, two plates slowly pull apart and molten rock rises to fill the widening gap. In others, one plate is forced down beneath another, sinking into the heat until it begins to melt. That melted rock is lighter than the solid rock around it, so it slowly starts to rise back toward the surface. A great ring of these boundaries circles the Pacific Ocean, crowded with so many volcanoes it is called the Ring of Fire. But a few volcanoes break all the rules, erupting far from any plate edge, above strange hot spots deep in the mantle. Hawaii is one of these, a chain of islands built by a single plume of heat that the ocean floor has slowly drifted across. Wherever it forms, this molten rock gathers underground in vast hidden chambers and waits. Beneath the surface, we call it magma, a searing mixture of melted rock, crystals, and dissolved gas. And that trapped gas is the key to everything that happens next. As the magma rises, the pressure that has been holding those gases in place begins to fall away. The gases try to escape and expand, exactly like the bubbles in a bottle of soda the moment you twist off the cap. If the magma is thin and runny, the gas slips out gently and the volcano simply bleeds slow rivers of glowing lava. But if the magma is thick and sticky, the gas stays trapped and the pressure climbs to almost unimaginable heights. When that pressure finally wins, the mountain does not leak, it detonates. An explosive eruption can blast ash and shattered rock miles into the sky in a matter of seconds. The lava itself can reach temperatures close to 1,000 degrees, hot enough to glow orange even in broad daylight. Now here is where the whole story quietly turns, because all of this violence is also a kind of creation. Every single time lava cools and hardens, it leaves behind a fresh new layer of solid rock. Eruption after eruption, over thousands of years, those layers pile up into mountains and even into entire islands. Whole countries, like Iceland, are really just volcanoes that grew tall enough to rise up above the sea. Much of the solid ground beneath our feet was once molten, poured out, and frozen in place long, long ago. And volcanoes do not only build the land, they also enrich it. When volcanic rock and ash slowly break down, they release the very minerals that plants need in order to grow. That is why the slopes around so many volcanoes are astonishingly green and fertile. For thousands of years, farmers have chosen to live in the shadow of these mountains, trading the danger for rich soil. Some of the most productive farmland on Earth exists only because a volcano stood there first. So the same force that can bury a landscape in a single afternoon can also feed the people who return to it. But the deepest gift of volcanoes is far older and stranger than any island or field. When the Earth was young, it was a barren, airless ball of rock with no oceans and no sky. It was volcanoes erupting endlessly across that early world that slowly began to change everything. Along with lava, they breathed out enormous clouds of gas and water vapor from deep inside the planet. That vapor rose, cooled, and fell again as rain, filling the empty basins to form the very first oceans. The gases that escaped helped build the early atmosphere that would one day make life itself possible. And on the dark sea floor, where hot volcanic water still rises up through the rock, some scientists believe life first stirred. Even now, volcanoes help steady the planet's temperature across spans of time we can barely imagine. The gases they release and the fresh rock they leave behind to slowly weather away keep our climate in balance over millions of years. So the next time you picture a volcano, try to see more than just the smoke and the danger. You are looking at the very same force that raised the land, filled the seas, and gave the young Earth its first breath of air. Follow Worth Knowing for more things worth knowing.